Oh, hello there. Welcome to whatever this is. I'm Spencer. Nope, that's Ryan. Right, that
Did you do your dumb cold open thing?
we're doing it. We're in.
Okay.
This is the cold open. What's up, everyone?
What's going
up,
on, everyone? Happy Monday.
Ryan, I don't know if you saw this, but there was a wise Alec, a wise guy in the pre-market prep chat this morning. I think it was you, because his or their handle was Spencer's Inside Out Sweater. What did you start last week?
Okay. So first of all, that was not me. I wish that I could take credit for such an awesome idea to change your YouTube name. It was not me. I like to see that we made it, right? If you've been on Twitter, I'm sure you probably follow Kramer's shirt, Carmine Pirone. Maybe you're getting to that point now where people are making Twitter accounts for your articles of clothing. Yeah. This is something to embrace. This is something to be proud of. I would not run from this, Spencer.
I'm not running. I can't run. My shirt's inside out. How am I supposed to run? Anyway, let's start the show up, and we'll bring Mitch on here.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher. Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
All right. We got Ryan, we got me. Let's bring Zunaid on. There he is. Let's bring Mitch on. There he is. What's up? We got the whole crew.
What is going on?
Is this the YOLO show?
That's
now that Zunaid's here? Yep.
Oh, man.
That's what it is. We should just call it that. I don't know why we don't call it that.
We need
the
to get
YOLO show on a
Zunaid
Monday.
at least a YOLO hat or something.
Be like, ask me how I lost all my money.
Hey, whatever.
That's what I need a T-shirt to say.
We're gonna get a Zunaid concert going.
No, I was on a rant though before we started pre-market prep this morning, and we joke about like the YOLO stuff, but I am inching closer to the edge here of sanity, where I want to just say screw it and take 10 grand and just throw it on some stupid shitcoin and just get rich and go live on an island. I'm feeling FOMO so freaking hard. Every day it's getting a little bit worse, and I'm like inching closer to the cliff here.
Guess what, chat? That is lesson one. What not to do.
Dude,
do not do what Spencer.
You think I don't know? You think
I don't
Ryan,
know? You're actually it's like you're out here saying how much you want to do this.
To tell you the truth, I'm gonna go actually against Ryan here and say that I don't think that's the wrong thing to do. But
it's the wrong thing to do.
I've talked about this. It's not the wrong thing to do if that's what you're here for. The one trade. If you're here for getting rich one time, you don't care if you lose that money, but you're gonna give it a chance to make you a get rich moment. That's what you got to determine.
Like there's so
everyone has a devil and an angel. It's clearly Ryan is the angel and Mitch is a devil.
The one thing I've been noticing is that there's nothing wrong with YOLOing, right? I mean, Zunaid, you do it here, right? But you do it controlled, right?
Yeah.
And so I think you can still YOLO and still be kind of controlled. And so that's what I'm trying to say here. And another thing that I would state is if Spencer is getting this FOMO, is this what inning are we in the bull market?
Dude, I don't know, man. Because I'm like a pretty reserved person. I don't take a lot of risk. When I do, it's small. Thank you to my sweater. And
does it feel good?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
But I just guys, it's
so here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Look, if Alyssa's watching, you can just go ahead and have a quick little segment right now and just be like, I need a coin to put $10,000 in. Which one should it be? And we'll just run a poll on Twitter.
Did you see that they're freaking
do it Elon Musk style? Whatever they say, you got to invest in.
You see, there's people on the internet that are buying the U.S. Constitution. Like, I want to do that. I want to buy the U.S. Constitution. Maybe
as long as you don't end up buying Squid Game.
Maybe that's a great investment. I don't know. It makes
Hey,
no
maybe
sense.
that's what you should be going after, I guess.
It's interesting you mentioned this because bringing it a little bit back to stocks. What I've always wanted to do is put like $5,000-$10,000 in an account and only play that account on Fridays or anytime I have like an actual YOLO. So like put in $300 every single trade with obviously risk being 100%, and then taking profits at like 200 and then scaling out just to see how much I can grow that account for fun. So you've ignited that idea back for me to possibly do in like December or something.
Yeah. Mass Aquatics is onto a similar idea. But yeah, I'm sorry that I took it in this direction, guys. But I think Ryan is feeling anxious at at like this train of thought. But
no, it's just one of the okay, so it's not necessarily anxious. It's just like we've all been there, right? We've all been there. We've all been on a day sitting at our computer watching the market do something crazy, watching something have some crazy wealth building move like dwac from 14 to 100 or whatever. That FOMO is something that's going to stay with traders for a long time. So when you addressed it and it sounded like you were just getting ready to capitulate and go ahead and do it, I thought that maybe it would be prudent to have some type of warning here for those that don't necessarily want to gamble.
Yeah.
Keep in mind,
it's okay.
Spencer sat on this show and saw Carr go from 298 to 500.
And every day it's another thing. And every day I'm just like, why? What am I doing here? What are any of us even doing here? You know what I mean? Like
can't blame you though.
Like
can't
what
blame
are we doing? I'm sorry.
Look, before we get to stocks, I'll go ahead and wrap it up this way, right? It's always annoying when my friend Billy Joe will text me and be like, dude, I just made 20 grand on XYZ. And I'm like, bro, I'm busting my ass here trying to get 1% to 2% every single day on my account. And you're here quadrupling on a random ass coin or a random ass YOLO that you went ahead and made. So no, I get your point.
So there's a famous quote from Warren Buffett. And here, I want to find it. People start being interested in something. This is about bubbles. People start being interested in something because it's going up, not because they understand it or anything else. But the guy next door, who they know is dumber than they are, is getting rich and they aren't. And their spouse is saying, can't you figure it out too? It's so contagious. So that's a permanent part of the system. And that's what I'm feeling right now. And I'm sorry. If I'm a bad influence on anyone, but that's
no. Spencer, let's not look at it that way.
My neighbors are dumb, okay? And they're getting rich. I don't know my neighbors actually.
I don't think you are a bad influence.
My neighbors are nice people, I'm sure.
Again, this is something that people are going to fight all the time. So we ought to address it when it's happening to you, right? Yeah. We're trying, to Mitch's point about if that's what you're here for, if it fits into your risk profile, that's an entirely different thing. But when we talk about the term YOLO and the way you set that up, Spencer, you were kind of dramatic about it. I just want to throw 10 grand at a shit coin. Yeah. I mean, that's not a sentence people normally say.
I hope not.
That's what I'm saying. So that's all.
You're right.
But are they wrong in doing so? And that's where I've looked back at it, and I've mentioned it on Money Mitch that I have no problem if that's what you're here for. But understand that that's what you're doing. And that's the key, right? Is always understanding what risk you're taking. If you're an all or nothing type of person, then maybe the YOLO trade is for you. And then you've been missing out on it. But I mean, I don't see you as an all or nothing type of person, Spencer.
I don't know. That's the thing. Who even am I? I don't even know myself anymore.
You're gonna have to answer that, boss.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
all right, guys, let's get to some
day on this show. Let's get to some stocks and charts. Someone share their screen, please, and let's move on from this.
Yeah, here I'll go ahead and share mine here real quick.
All right, what does Mitch have?
Oh, Mitch, you got to go ahead first.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll just go first. I don't have day trades today, so I'm going to go ahead and just call out what swing trades I got right now. I got MVST. You guys know I've been trading this one based off of QS. This is a sympathy play. We want to see QS continue on up, but MVST does have earnings today after the close, so I will be looking for this one to run into this move, looking for it to push back above 10 here at the open. I do have this one from about 980s. We'll see if this one can continue moving on up. Let's go to another one here, looking to see LAZR, see it get strong. We have this daily chart going sideways right now. We want to see it get strong today. I'm going to look for a nice pullback right out the gates and then a nice squeeze. Want to see it hold 1950s on pullbacks. I'm at 1925, looking for this one to get back up towards 22. And I'll give one more here. SPI. Reason I want to give this one is because I actually took this trade, Spencer, based off of our chat. That's what I love. I mean, at the end of the day, when you guys out there can give us information that's hitting the tape, go ahead and throw it in there. I'm going to do my assessment and determine if I want to get in there. But it was you guys out there in the chat that actually got me into this trade, giving us the news about SPI, and I just jumped in. Boom, right there at that 515. We were watching it go through 512s. I ended up getting 515s. I'm still holding from that trade, and that was all thanks to the chat. And that's what I love, when we can get a community to actually help each other find the trades, especially when they're moving, give each other an opportunity. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're going to continue to do.
All right, Zunaid, what are you watching here?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add a few alerts set. Did I share my sign again from my screen?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
I already blocked it.
Appreciate you. So I've got an alert set on Apple right over here in case it wants to come back down and test the 150. If it does, we'll go ahead and grab some calls. If it breaks below about, let's just say 25 cents, we'll go ahead and get stopped out there. So that's an alert that I already have set. Another one for me is going to be AMD. Approaching the 150, already broke it a few days ago, but we're going to try it and see if we can do it again. If it crosses 150, we'll look at potentially getting some options there and coming back down. This is one that I had seen earlier. Let me see where if I can go to the daily. ATER looks like it could possibly be breaking here. I've got a couple of alerts set last night, so in case it goes ahead and breaks, what is this, $7? Yeah, 710. And if it breaks $10, those are two alerts that I have set on ATER. This is one of those risky ones where, you got to make sure you get smaller shares, a smaller share size, because your stop loss could be a little bit crazier. You could get stopped out. You could get all that stuff. So something to be mindful of there. And I'm also going to see what else I got here. Oh, this is one that we had mentioned last week because Twitter was all over it. It was around, what was it, like $11 or so? Now it finally went ahead and hit $20.
Remember, Zunaid, I own that one from 10:05, so it wasn't only Twitter,
Okay, we'll give Mitch a little bit of credit here too.
Yeah, we'll see it keep running. This one was actually on Mad Money just last week, and one of the things
Mad Money on Thursday,
yeah, they're still waiting to get that S4 out. So what happened is that the SEC pretty much told them they needed to fix a couple things. So look for that catalyst coming out, and then their merger date, their actual switchover of SEAH will be there. I think that's what needed also to get this company even more kind of exposure. Betway is a big international sports betting book. Let's see how they start really transitioning here. They have the partnerships. Now they really just need to go after the market share.
Yeah, the main reason I went ahead and got in this trade besides the Twitter stuff was also because they had options coming in on Friday. They went ahead and purchased the 12.5 calls expiring on December 17th. So I went ahead and picked those up for $1.27. So if you're interested in that play, take a look at it. Take a look at the open interest. Follow along. But again, that's the 12.5 calls expiring on December 17th. But those are pretty much the stocks that I'm taking a look at. And of course, whatever comes through the options flow, we'll go ahead and call it out and get it back in if we need to.
Mr. Faloona.
All right, so I'm going to be watching a couple of things today. The first thing,
GGP. I saw that.
I
saw that.
I just wanted to go through the list here. I don't really think there's any trade on Casper. This is just being acquired.
Yeah.
Crex, this is one that I've actually traded before. I think that this is a pretender. It's likely to go up and down, so just be careful if you're going to day trade it. The one that Spencer was getting all hot and bothered by here was GGPI.
Oh yeah.
This had a huge run on Friday. I don't necessarily believe it. This was moving with the EV phase, was it not?
I mean, it's your YOLO squeezer of the day.
Yeah, so I see Mark M in the chat up on the warrants. There were a bunch of people that bought the stock and the warrants on Friday. We had one of my teammates here is in calls, so looks like you might have a nice payout today. For me, the interesting thing will be, where does this go next, right? What we've seen with some of these high flyers is that they do one of two things. They keep going and create for an amazing day, or they pull back and wipe everyone out that doesn't take gains right away. So that's one of the first things that I'm going to see, or that I want to see here. I wouldn't be surprised if we test 14 or even 1350 before reversing. But let's watch the open. I'm not in any hurry to get to this. And then I'm also still holding AQMS from Friday. Right, so I bought this. Was trying to get a 209 break. We had a big spike on volume on Thursday. We had another one here on Friday. It makes me think that something is going on. We kind of have a rounding bottom chart here, so I'd like to see this pop. Well, we'll see if we end up getting this today.
A couple names on my radar here. Here, I should probably share my screen. One of which is GM, which I know has already ripped. I will just note that we are approaching an all-time high since GM re-IPO'd after its bankruptcy in 2010. All-time high in GM would be $64. So we're a quarter away right now. So as much as we talk about not chasing, I would just watch to see if we can break through 64, because then it's all-time highs and nothing but blue skies, and we don't short stocks at all-time highs. I'm if you're watching pre-market prep, you heard about the cannabis talk. I am watching that. I'm watching the MSOS. You guys know that I'm long-term bullish. That being said, though, I am not a constant cheerleader. I've been pretty unenthused while being long the entire year. But I'm watching MSOS and its holdings. So who are its holdings, right? I'm watching names like IIPR, right? I'm watching names like GRWG, right? GrowGen. These are exchange traded companies that make up a large part of MSOS. That IIPR is run and GrowGen is not run nearly as much. And I'm just watching the whole space. I think we may be in for a bit of a perfect storm here for cannabis. I know MSOS has run a lot, but I kind of am feeling like there's a lot more, there could be more room to go here. So I don't have a trade really in here. I guess I would defer to GrowGen because it hasn't run, as Dennis pointed out on pre-market prep. But I'm sort of watching the whole space for breakouts.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've been hearing about chat about how cannabis is hot, and obviously with options coming in, and Friday being a good day for it. Now, is there a reason, or is it just like, hey, rotation into them?
There are several reasons. In no particular order. I'll list them in no particular order. We're past earnings now. All these companies had earnings in the last couple weeks, and now we're done. So that's one catalyst. We don't really care, frankly, if they're good or if they're bad. We just care that they're over with, right? That's one less unknown. Okay, so that's one thing. We're past that hurdle. The second thing is the Republicans, right? They're set to unveil today their version of a legalization bill. That was unexpected. The Republicans sort of just went and hijacked cannabis legalization as their own issue, which nobody saw coming, because the Democrats had their own bill and they were dragging their feet and nothing really happened there. So the GOP is like, screw that, we're just going to do it ourselves. So no one saw that coming. So now you have two competing bills, both for the same thing in Congress. So
this happened on Thursday or Friday?
It happened Wednesday or Thursday, right into the close, I think.
Oh, okay, very cool. Oh, right? I'm late on that.
Right. So you've got that. You've got the fact that all these stocks are just so beaten down, right? At some point, people come in and buy the dip, right? So you get the chartists coming out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, these things are pretty beaten down. I could take a flyer here, right?"
Yeah.
So you've got the chart, you've got the lack of the past earnings, you've got the GOP catalyst, and you've got some momentum on the side of the space already, and all that comes down to what could be a bullish storm here for cannabis. So.
That's awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've heard about it, just couldn't really understand why all that hype about it. But yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, Tilray, that $10 floor on it was just beautiful. I mean, it just did not break $10 right over here. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, and that's a good point from Solar Up. It wasn't as if you're right. The bill that the Democrats had introduced had gone nowhere. But again, this is like. The Republicans doing this is the best way I heard it put over the weekend was it was not on anyone's bingo card, which is true. It was on no one's bingo card for the year. So, you have a punished space that we know, if you zoom out, go back 3 or 4 or 5 years, is highly cyclical. When the Momo goes, it goes. And so I'm just watching the whole space today, this week. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's that too.
Someone
I'm not interested in Tilray. I'm not interested in Canopy Growth. I'm not interested in the Canadian names, though they are liable to run. I'm interested in the U.S. names: GrowGen, IIPR, MSOS, all the cannabis companies that trade on OTC markets. Right? There's a half dozen of them that are that are large. I'm interested in those guys. That's who I'm interested in this week. Not so much Canopy, though they're liable to rise in sympathy here. That would not be my first pick of the litter. It is 9:24. We got 5.5 minutes until the open here. So just keeping an eye on the clock, keeping an eye on the movers tool. What's up? What's down? There's a bunch of stocks we did not cover on pre-market prep this morning that are moving. Butterfly Networks, BFLY. One of your big losers of the day. Oh, Riot Blockchain. We didn't cover Riot this morning. Was there news on Riot, or did it just spike for no reason? Because it spiked randomly at like 7:30, just for no apparent reason. I think RIOT.
I'm not sure.
Pull up a chart here. Yeah, just go to a 15-minute chart. Yeah, you see that spike there? Just no reason at all. Just because. Anyway, we're trading at the 20-day moving average right now. So I guess that would be a support for the moment. See how we bounced off it? That's interesting.
Someone's in the chat asked about. I thought it was muted on my thing. Anyway, someone in the chat asked about MasterCard if they should sell or not. And I'd love to get everyone else's opinion. Am I echoing for anyone else?
No.
Yeah, it's your shared screen, man. I don't know what it is.
It says mute. It literally says unmute. Therefore, it's mute.
I don't know what it is.
I don't hear an echo. That's weird.
Yeah, it says my screen is muted. But anyway, MasterCard here. It looks pretty strong. I mean, it depends, right? If you're going to try to think this is a long-term play, I think you've got plenty of space, 400 left. You'd be leaving possibly $35-40. But if you feel like, hey, there's better opportunities, and if you're like a swing trader and you're like, hey, cannabis is hot. Hey, this is hot. Hey, this is what I want to get into. Then I think, sure, you can absolutely go ahead and, cash out here if you're already up a good amount. Just keep in mind capital gains and all that stuff if you're a swing trader. But if you're still loving the stock and you don't really need the capital and you're trying to time the top, stop trying to time the top. Just set a stop loss. Like, hey, if it breaks 350, I'll go ahead and get out, and then just get out. Or if you're able to sell options on it and you know what you're doing, sell some call options, outdated ones, or further up ones, further dated ones to go ahead and collect some premium. But just depends on what kind of trader you are. It looks pretty good though. I like it.
All right, last thing I want to do, because I do have to hop to prepare for futures trading at 10 o'clock today with NinjaTrader, but I do want to, before I go, do one fast crypto update. I saw that Bitcoin got its first major update in quite some time here over the weekend. So let me pull up my heat map here. There it is. And we can do a real quick crypto update before the market opens. All right. Whoa, there's that. Mostly green on the screen here. Bitcoin up a little less than 1%. ETH up 2%. Solana up 1.6. Cardano up 0.6. XRP a smidge on the green. Doge a smidge on the red. Litecoin up almost 4%. Binance Coin down 2.5%. You guys heard the rant earlier. I'm in the market for a crazy coin that's a fraction of a penny. Or not. I don't quite even know where I stand at this point. But if you missed it on Friday and you want to check out, hear from someone who's actually changed their life, we talked to Shiba Inu Russ, who the guy's made over $1 million on Sheeb, and we talked to him on Benzinga Live. So check that out on our YouTube channel. But hey, we're off to a good start for the week in crypto land, and it's not helping the FOMO. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. But we're at 65,000 right now and change in Bitcoin, 4,600 in ETH, 4,700 knocking on the door. Hey, that's where we are. It's a good start to the week in crypto land. As a reminder, you can get some free Bitcoin from Voyager. All you have to do is download their app, enter the code ZING, Zing. It's on the screen there. Fund your account with $100. Make your first trade. They'll give you $50 in Bitcoin for free. All right, it is 9:28. We got a minute and change until the open. Let's get the heat map off the screen. Let's get Ryan's charts on the screen just for fun. And
this is one of the other stocks that I'm watching. Sorry, what is that noise?
See, told you it wasn't
That
just
echo.
me. Mitch trying to get on my case when all my screens are muted.
Anyway, watching ONDS, they reported earnings this morning. This is a autonomous drone company that I think has 10x potential over a number of years. So nice to see this. I won't be trading this today. This is a longer term position to me, but I definitely want to see how it trades. A little bit thinner too. So if you do want to trade that, keep that in mind. Not the thickest stock out there. So.
All right,
LAZR already moving up there past 20. It already just made, while I was talking, a 2% move past the level that I rebuy in. I'm just going to keep holding on that one. Body is another one I'm going to be looking to add to. Earnings coming out later today. Expecting to see good numbers from the Mayo Fitness bike. We saw how Peloton's been struggling. I think if they have a good earnings report, they could pop back up towards 550s. I do have an entry in this one closer towards 5, looking to add down towards 475 today and see what we get.
there's our bell, and the gates are open, the horses are off, and
Excuse me.
we got some stuff going on.
That is true. That is true.
All right, real fast here. What comes out? What comes out to us, guys? Anything?
First thing I see is a block trade on GGPI. $15 call is coming in for January 21st.
Shocker!
It's a block
Shocker.
trade. It's not a sweep. Oh, now they're coming into the 15s again. Let's go ahead and pull that up. GGPI. I'm pulling up my broker, so bear with me here. I'll pull it up here. Let's see. What's the stock doing? GGPI. Yeah, I don't have a clear stop loss. I'm not going to get in just yet. The break of 1550 would be nice. To
Are you
possibly get in
option?
this one.
Are you? Or is this? Does it even have option? Yeah. Are you
Yeah, it
playing
does.
options
It
on
does.
this, or-
I'm waiting for it to kind of price itself. Okay, cool. So now the spreads adjust a little bit. If you wanted to, you can get into the riskier trade, which would be $15 calls at $2.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna
Selling
wait and
some
see
of my
closer
outlet.
to 15 and 1550.
All right, guys, just sold half of my outlet trade. Outlet, I've been long since down in the 4s. Down here, I added live on the 11th at 395. Just selling now at 490. Still have 20 shares left. I had 80 shares to begin with. Going to keep working the position, but take 20 shares off after 25% gain.
Nice.
Not mad about
Nice.
outlet.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right.
All right.
Putting your GGPI on, Zunaid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the $15 calls for $2 here. My fill is exactly $2.02. Excuse me. It is a little bit riskier because this could go ahead and yank. If it breaks 1490, then I will go ahead and get out. But I am in the trade here. We'll see what goes ahead and happens with this one. Again, this is very risky, so please, mind your risk. But if it goes ahead and breaks the 1550, we could be in for a ride. Just be careful if you're going to trade it. But it does look like they are getting some hits on the GGPI.
Freddie, no trade in Casper. Takeover price is $6.90, so we're trading 17 cents off that. That's just risk arbitrage pricing and the deal not going through. But no trades to be made today in CSPR. The move is over.
Yeah.
That being said, guys, I gotta hop. I gotta prepare for future trading with Ninja Trader live at 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna hop off, but I'll be watching you guys in the background. Everyone, go make some money.
See ya. What's interesting is on this GGPI, obviously just went ahead and dropped approximately 14 cents, but my contracts are still break even. So that's really interesting. I guess it's the IV kind of kicking in and the money that's been buying in on this one.
There's a lot of people trading those contracts.
I'm out.
You're out? Nice job.
Yep. I broke. Well, I'm out for a loss, but I'm out for 17-cent loss. No, you're fine. No worries.
Strong
if it goes
stock.
ahead and gets above, I'm in.
Strong stock, Baba. Baba looking strong today.
They have earnings coming up this week too, don't they?
Yep. Another one that I take a look
Friday
at.
on Alibaba.
See if Disney catches
Thursday
a bid here.
before the market opens. Okay.
Going to call out the sectors here really quickly. So we got consumer cyclical leading us. Let's see a powerful industry here. Looks like department stores. Of course, department stores have some earnings this week. So look for Macy's, KSS strong right now. DDS, JWN. You can look at their home furnishings and fixtures. You could also look at that one. That's an interesting one. One that did have a strong day I wanted to see was Wayfair. Does it have another strong day? We'll see what happens. Specialty retail is an area definitely keep on watch. As we get closer towards the holiday, you could see some of these start running. We can take a look at what was the stock this morning that was moving. Shop made a big move. So let's take a look at how Shop is moving. It's pulling back right now. Melly is one that I keep on watch for the same kind of move in Shop. See if this one gets strong today. This is MELI. I do like the 200-day moving average. It's a way expensive stock, so I don't know if you trade this one, but definitely a little bit too expensive for a lot of people out there, but I like the chart.
Take care, Spencer Sweater. We'll see you tomorrow. Spencer will be back. Don't worry. Keep him warm.
There you go. Spencer leaves, as does a sweater. That only makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense. POW really pushing off of the open here. Ticker POWW. That's Ammo Inc. We talked about it briefly last week. I'm in calls, the January 7.5 calls. We're printing 737 power candle off the open here on POW.
Not a bad move there.
I think if it gets up to that 798 balance area there, I'll probably end up cutting these calls. Just to lock some of these gains in.
Not a worry.
Facebook is strong right out the gate here, making already nice moves as Facebook is up about $6 so far. I would not be surprised if it goes ahead and crosses 350. I'm just waiting for it to come back and maybe test VWAP or something like that so I can get a better entry into the trade. But this is one that I'm taking a look at. I'll let you guys know if I go ahead and grab something.
This is green, by the way, so we'll just kind of have to keep watching that throughout the course of the day here.
All right, guys, just got my ad in body. We'll look for it to have a strong day at the end of the day towards 5.
And you're swinging this, right?
Yes, this is a swing trade. I've had it for a while.
It's
kind of like what I did with Outlet and DM. I've just been slowly getting pieces, adding towards the catalyst that I think will happen, which is earnings. And so I slowly add towards that day. And then on a day like today, I want to go ahead and give myself that swing ability. So if it does go through my average price, then I want to go ahead and have that nice added shares for the momentum push. We'll see if it gets the lift. It shouldn't break the 52-week low, which is down in the 450s. And so we'll see if this one can continue moving from here.
Nice.
And real quick, just to check in from another call from Friday here, we were talking about GMBL. I actually tweeted it right near the low.
Gamble. Right? Yeah, you were talking about that
about
one.
at 560, and of course, shortly after we got off live trading, this thing absolutely ran. We've talked about this stock quite a bit. We've actually talked about this on the happy hour. This is an esports gambling marriage idea that I really like here. No position right now on this, but I do end up liking this company. Now, if we take a look at the chart here, we are kind of coming off some of those highs here, but I do think we found a bottom here. So in terms of actually swinging this long, I'd actually trade this against 530, maybe even 5 if you want to have a little bit longer of a leash on this. I do like this for the future. Unsure how long it's going to take for this to actually really turn around. And then, of course, be advised, we do have earnings today. So I don't have a position now. I don't know for sure if I'm going to take one for earnings. I'd like to actually see the earnings happen and then take a position, but we'll see how this ends up trading throughout the course of the day. Was really good on Friday, pulling back a little bit today after a little bit of a gap.
All right, guys.
13 out there. Hang on one sec. Let me just shout out 13. Hey, Ryan, glad POW is working out for you. Working out for me too. 13 has been all over POW. I feel like this is one of the reasons this was even on my radar is because some of the due diligence that 13 has done here with POW around the 5 handle. All right. So we've really had a couple of push-ups here. Great job, 13. Keep those eyes working, my man.
Trying to get into DraftKings, annoyed because it just spiked through my entry where I was trying to get in about 10 cents. Now I got to change my order, trying to adapt here because I do want to get an entry here. A little annoyed. It's pushing through my bids. It just keeps pushing through. I just put out 41.20s.
Perfect bounce off 40 on Friday.
Yeah, I was trying to get 4110s there. I had it out there and it just blew through it. I'm trying to get it again, guys. I don't want to extend myself here because this is more of a swing trade and I don't like to extend myself for swing trades. There's no point. If I was doing a day trade, I would maybe just grab 4120s right here. But I always like to get the best price when I'm doing my swing trades because I want to be as close to support as possible so I don't get stopped out on volatility move.
Facebook about 40 cents away from that 350.
See if I get a pullback in DKNG down towards 49.50, 40.95s or 41s here. I'll take it if I can get it.
Yeah, now you can go ahead and kind of expect Facebook to possibly consolidate around here.
I'll put you up.
Looks like perfect. Apple pushing nicely off that open there, Zunaid.
Yeah, I don't think my alert. No, because my alert didn't go off, and I wonder if that's because. Oh, look at that. Yep, my alert was all the way out here for the 13s, and the high and the lowest that it went was 30 cents. So I did miss the entry on that one. But on Facebook, want to bring this one back up and see off the VWAP was a nice little entry here. Now it's rejecting the 350. Now, if it goes over 350, it is something that I will be interested in grabbing. So we'll see how that one goes.
Hard rejection there, and Baba it's starting to break down. It did a little fake out move here right out the gates. Now really starting to break down. Be careful on that name. BT is one I'd keep on watch. Riot, you want to see it do a red to green move here, going on up through 47s. You could see a laggard move in BT. Like if I had a day trade, I'd probably take BT right now, but I don't have day trades right now, so I'm just gonna hold off on that.
Way to adjust.
You just got to know what you have. Sometimes you're going to have them, sometimes you're not. And as a person that you're going to be trading in the PDT rule, you have to know this.
Yeah, and when you're managing your PDT rule, it's important to try and select quality over quantity. Easier said than done. The other thing that I struggled with when I was, especially once you've been over the PDT, when you cross back beneath it, it almost feels like a death sentence. And it's really important to it's really important to kind of remove that from your thought process, because that's actually going to make it worse for you. One of the things that I see people doing, and actually I struggled with this myself the first time that I crossed back beneath PDT, was I didn't want to take losses on stuff that I had a day trade on, right? I wanted to wait for that to resolve. And then before I knew it, I've compounded my problem. It got worse and worse and worse.
Long DraftKings.
So, let's check it out.
Got you. Sorry to interrupt there.
No.
Make sure I got it in there.
Live trading, bro. Let's do it.
That's my swing trade on there, guys. Remember, I just said it. Literally, if it comes back down towards the VWAP 41 or 40.95, I'd take it. I took 41.02s. Let's go ahead and let's give it a ride. This is a swing trade, so I wouldn't be stopped out unless it. I'm going to hold to a point here. Point down would be towards 40. So even down towards this low. So I'm giving myself an ability to get down towards literally underneath the last low. And looking for it to get back on up there towards 46 and 50s. If we do get back towards 46 alone would be about 12.86%. And I'd look for a move back up there towards about 49 and 50s. 50s would get us a move of about, let's say 17.45%. So that's going to be the top target on this, is up to 50. I'm not trying to get it to 100. Because that would be, out to me, illogical, and you're just trying to get too much. What I'm trying to do is get a trade to go back towards that breakdown of the trend where you saw the weekly trend line trying to hold, let it come back there, and I have that stop right underneath it at the 40. All right, catching up with the chat. I want to see what stocks are moving out there. I see a lot of people mentioning stocks. MTTR is one being mentioned multiple times. Today is one of those days that, since I don't have that many day trades, keep yelling at me in the chat about the tickers that are moving. I'll let Zunaid and Ryan be worrying more about those day trades, and I will cover those stocks for us. MTTR, what a nice push. Nice little, almost a VWAP bounce. It didn't really touch right here, but nice trade there for MTTR right out the gates, pushing on up there. Rivian being mentioned by Vic. Let's take a look there. I know you got to keep these on watch. Look at that. Nice little pull back move. It spiked at the gate, went right below it to the support, old resistance, shot right back up there. Rivian moving well today, looking like it's moving up there towards 135s. That's going to be a big price point to break through this high. It's 135.20s. We just got through that level. Oh, no, we're at 134.40s. Look for the 135.20s to be a big price point to see for sellers.
Yeah, Lucid Motors, I believe, reports after close today, so keep an eye on EV for sure tomorrow.
Lucid pulling back a little bit there. GGPI, let's go back towards the big watch of the day. As you guys seen, what happened here to me is a bunch of selling right out the gates because everyone was long over the weekend, right? It would make sense, right, for everyone to kind of sell into the profits. So look for an hourly pullback and then look for it to come right back roaring. So that's what I would look for. I would look for a support coming into play towards 1390s. Look for it to dip right below that, hold 1375s, which is the next layer down. You could do 1367s if you want to be exact, and then see it get right back above 14. That can show me that swing and reversal that I would be looking for in GGPI for it to get back up here. One thing that you can clearly see is that it did one drive, two drives, and then a third drive to try to break out. And now it's kind of in a sideways. If you draw a square here, rectangle, you could draw a rectangle. It's kind of stuck in this pattern right now. You want it to see it come all the way back towards the bottom of the support and then come back up roaring. So a trade where it comes down into this zone and then comes back up towards the 15 and then gets up there towards 16. We'll see if it gets that trade. And that's why I like drawing it out sometimes to see if we get that trade. And if it holds support, we'll check on it in a little bit.
Right. Facebook. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I saw Richard Klein shouting out Prague here. I pulled it up on my screen. Prague has a big block at 325. Looks like a refresh seller, about 80,000 shares on Prague at 325. This one has definitely been a day trader recently. I think we need to clear out that area. I know we popped above it here, but like I said, refresh seller. So 325 seems to be the area of note on Prague.
All right. So one thing to notice is this stock did do kind of the whole wave. So you're getting kind of that push now again. I'd be looking for that 3. Yeah, that 3 looking good. I'm going to delete my drawings here and draw it up again here for us.
On Facebook, it's going pretty strong. I've got an alert set here. What is this? 354.61. Reminding myself here to, hey, go ahead and sell those weekly calls. So that's what my target is in Facebook. We'll see if we can get there soon. But so far, I mean, this is looking strong. What I'll probably do is once I sell it, I'll look to kind of maybe get into like the 365s for this week or something like that. But so far, so good on Facebook. It looks like GGPI is at the $14 level. Not the worst entry in the world. Not as strong as a $10 level. But if you believe in it, you can go ahead and grab it here and sell it at $13.85 if it goes ahead and breaks to that level. If you're going to get long here, you should try to sell at $14.40 and then at about $14.60 right below VWAP in the rush. You can see if it breaks it. But for now, not a bad risk reward if you believe in the ticker.
All right, guys. So Prague is a classic complete. This is a 5th wave kind of trade here. So you're getting all 5 waves, and now you're getting that correction wave. So this would be the A move down. Then you get a B move up, a C move down. Now you're looking for that D move on up here to start pushing us out. It's actually retraced towards the Fibonacci retracement of 38.2. So you could see it really holding support there. Also, you got the 200-day moving average right there on the daily too. That helps it. So a lot of moving average support here, Fibonacci support. And so you could see it really holding that 303 and $3 well. I actually like this trade. I actually like the setup on the daily. All right, Zunaid, all I see is green candles on that chart, so I'm going to throw that up, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's Facebook, right? We talked about it possibly getting to the 354.61, and that's where I'll go ahead and sell my weekly calls. Now, what I am going to do is be a greedy individual. If it goes ahead, and I'll set an alert right about here. If it goes ahead and retest the 350, I will go ahead and grab some more calls, adding a little bit more risk because I am green in them, but I do believe this will be a all-day runner. We'll see if that ends up holding true, of course. I can't tell the future. But, yeah, that's what's going on in that one. Someone talked about Roblox and if it's safe to short it or if they should in the chat. For me, I'm not shorting this till maybe the 109.80 area because I want that 110 to act as resistance and help myself out, or if it goes ahead and breaks low of day, if it breaks 105. So for me, breaks 105, I'm going short. If it goes ahead and can't break through 110, I'm going short. But here in the no man's land, I'm not touching it.
All right, Microvast did make a move above 10. Now it's coming back below 990s, going to 975s. Wanted to catch a bid here. I'm at 959 is my average cost. So looking for Microvast to get this pullback and just start pushing back on up. We'll see if we get that level to hold here. Of course, this one does have earnings, so I don't want to see it continue to pull back. Levels that would concern me is that 960 breaking here. We want it to come right back up towards this trend line and then break out through that 1010, giving us that single that everyone's jumping in prior to the earnings. I would be selling it at the end of the day, at least half of the position into the earnings report.
Bill asking about entry and exit for BT. The way I see this right now, intraday here, pulling back, right? So if we pull back to that 1160 level, that looks to be, that's kind of where we're at now. Looks to be your daily pivot. We're a cent beneath it now. Let's see if this holds. This might be a decent entry, but only if this holds. If we keep pulling here, you may have to readjust your target here.
Yeah, this one's been a little trappy. I'll even call it. I mean, yep. I traded this one last week at 1180s and ended up selling it at 1190s because I just didn't see it go through 12. It set up this morning to go through 12 and just doesn't want to hold that. One of the big things also is Riot not holding its gains. Riot right now is pulling back, but it's not really holding its gains. It's going sideways down here at the support. If this one came into the green today, I would look for BT to get strong. But for right now, Riot is kind of still in the weak stage. That's why I also think you're seeing BT weak. You want to see it get up here, Riot get into this 47. Then you'd probably see BT start making that laggard effect move.
You've got GGPI real quick. Want to update the folks. Talked about how $14 would be a nice little support there. You can go ahead and sell some if you want, because as it's over 14.55, lock some in, and the rest, see if it can break that VWAP and continue onwards. But now that it's testing VWAP, go ahead and lock some in. I hope people understand why we called out $14 as support. And if you took the trade, congrats on the green money.
All right, one that I am happy to see going on up here is Lizar. Lizar is moving on up. Not a bad one. It's up there towards 2024. We'll see if we can continue to make this one just start pushing now on the daily. That's what I want to see. I've been long this one since the pop. We actually longed this chart before this big pop that we got on the daily. We were long in this stock at 1790s. All the way down here, guys. So we're looking for this to get back on up through these highs. 2050 is an important level for us today. If we can close above 2050 today, we'll be looking really bullish and looking like we want to come back up through 21. If we do get back up through 21, I'm going to keep holding this one. I think Lizar could be one of my biggest winners next year. I could even be holding this into the next year. So I'm holding off. Big partnership with NVIDIA. I'm going to see what happens here with Lizar.
Went ahead and got greedy on Facebook. Didn't hit my target just yet. Now it's down to the 350. So I'm going to grab the 360 calls here. I'll get you a fill. Grab them at 226 for this week's 260 calls. My stop loss will be below VWAP.
All right, guys, we got about 8 minutes left here, guys. If you guys could hit the like for me, please smash up that like. Let's go ahead. Let's get them on up. Support us as we trade live for you guys out there, letting you know our swing trades, average positions, YOLOs, options, equity trades. What do you guys want to see? Do you want to add some crypto in there? We got you guys, but smash the like and let's keep it going.
Yeah, and someone please interrupt me if you got a trade, but look at psychological numbers. This is also for the folks that are new in the chat. Look at how nicely it bounced off of 350 right here. And that's why I had my alert set. The alert went off, went ahead and bought it, stop loss below VWAP, and now you're already $1.50 into the trade, looking real nice.
AQMS here looks like it's getting some action. 220 is a big break on AQMS. Saw some sweeps come in the December 2.5s. Also, one thing to note, I'm actually still in that SoFi YOLO disaster from last week because remember I bought next week called, and it's pushing here. It's pushing here up off the 23 level. So
Nice.
I'm watching AQMS here in intraday. You can see this big pop on volume again. As I mentioned earlier, we had a big pop on Thursday. We had a big pop on Friday. Something's going on here. 220 level looks to be a big level. We're trying to take that out now. Definitely a trade here. We snapped 220. This would be easy scalp. But going back to SoFi, we seem to be pushing the highs here, and I mean I don't think that this trade's going to go green for me by any stretch. But I mean I might be able to kind of minimize some of the damage. Just to give you an idea of where I'm sitting right now, minus 55% on this trade. I think I opened the day at minus 70%, so it looks like I'm getting some of it back here. Just be interested to see how it keeps trading.
All right, a lot of stocks being mentioned in the chat. I'm going to roll through some of these charts and just call it if I see bullish or bearish. But definitely Posh being mentioned in the chat, so I'll definitely mention that. That was an old dumb money pick. I don't know if they're still in this one, but that was definitely one of those. This looks like an undercut and rally one. Whenever you get a big bar on a IPO that's been going down, look for it to kind of fill that gap. You got that big bar. It's trying to fill this gap here. Will it continue? I don't really know, but I do still see that gap still trying to be filled. We'll see if we can get that fill on Posh. Unity being mentioned in the chat. Unity software has been one of the strongest in software and applications, still looking strong, having a good hourly chart. What I would focus is this hourly trend. And as long as this can stay into play, then you can keep this bullish trend going. That's a nice hourly trend there on Unity. Snap being mentioned also in the chat. Looks like a strong day for Snap. I know that there will be someone that is happy Snap is moving up, and that guy is Spencer Israel. That boy is long this one. I don't know how he went for this one. I thought there was a lot of other charts out there that looked
Mitch, what level do you have for that gap right there? What is that, 61 it looks like about?
Yeah, the high here for me is 60,
the body
78.
of the candle. There you go.
And then the body, it's down towards, I would say 55, 14s. Oh, no,
so I mean, it looks like it's trying to push up and fill that gap. So if Spencer's still in this, not a terrible trade, especially if we keep making the move towards that gap that you have there. Excuse me.
Literally, that's why we have the box drawn out here, guys. We're looking for it to fill into that box. We'll see if we get Snap to continue moving, and that's a Spencer Israel trade right there, guys. I'd call out now. I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping up, guys. We'll be going into futures trading next. When I talked about that LAZR trade, man, it started getting hot. Went from that 2030s up through the 2050s. We'll see if the 2050s hold on that one. SPI was another one. Remember, I told you the chat brought me this one. I'm up almost 9% on this trade from the chat, guys, from you guys out there. Awesome. So smash the like. That's what I like to hear, guys. And that's what it's all about, guys. I got in this one at 515, riding this SPI. Now up there to 570s. We'll look for a move towards 6 and then continue move above that. We'll see if we can get the lift. I'm going to go to you guys now to go ahead and wrap up your days. We got the futures trading coming up next. So what do you guys want to talk about? How was your day? And what are you going to be looking at towards the rest of the week?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just going to say, so for the rest of the day, we'll start it off pretty easy. I'm definitely watching AQMS. I mean, as soon as we pop over 220 here, there's definitely a trade. The buying interest is plentiful here. I'm also going to be watching GMBL, which we talked about. Looks like they're trading nicely this morning. They've got earnings after the close today. I'm interested in how Apple trades. Right, that just seems to be one of our tech leaders. And then I'm also interested in SoFi here because some of these stocks, if these stocks continue to push back up, we might actually have another bite at the apple here in terms of trading these. So the YOLO that I'm in, that's no big deal. Minimizing that's no big deal. But if we set up for another swing long opportunity here, we want to bring that to you tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna watch a number of those things, and of course I'm gonna be watching just some of the long-term holds that we've talked about before.
Awesome. And for me right here, Facebook trade still in it. As you can see, had that nice little bounce off of 350. That's exactly where we went ahead and purchased. Got ourselves about $1.75. Still in that trade. If it breaks 350, you can go ahead and cut it. But for now, you're up. Those options are up about 25%. So if you're happy and you know it, just sell it. And that's kind of it. Everything else here, let's take a look at, what was it, GGPI? off of that $14. Talked about you should sell into that VWAP because it may not break, and so far it's coming right back down. But keep in mind those psychological numbers. Look back at any chart and see how they react around them, those whole numbers especially, and you can see how profitable it can be.
What are you looking at, Mitch? You're muted.
Oh, the old mute trick. No, well, I'm just gonna keep doing my swing trades that I take. I did take some DKNG, so looking to maybe add a little bit of that if it keeps coming down. But for right now, I'm just holding. I got 4102s. I have a point to play with, and I do have another buy I can add into this. So it was just a starter position. We'll see if we get an ad on this. 40-50s would be more of my ad spot, but for right now, I went down to 60s, bounced off of that. I could get out of SPI some right here. It's up there towards 580s already. So you're talking about a 13.59% winner, almost a 15% winner right now. I have an order to sell out half right now at 595s. So if I sell half of it right now, that would be about a 15 to 16% winner. And I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Overnight swing trade, 15%. We'll take that anytime. That's going to do it for us, guys. One thing we're going to do is we're going to continue doing this live trading every single day. So you guys out there, do us the favor. Like it was mentioned about SPAC's attack that we kind of lost the show, but what we did was just bring the coverage to Benzinga TV. We don't want to lose live trading. So one of the best ways to keep us here live for free is by hitting the like button, hitting the share, and the subscribe, because that's what really keeps us here, guys. We don't go based off of the money that we're making on our trades. We go on the likes and the subscribes. So if you guys are enjoying this, hit that like and hit the subscribe, and let your friends know about live trading, because we're going to keep growing here and we're going to keep trading live, whether it be YOLOs from Zunaid, whether Ryan taking an options trade or an equity trade. And you guys will see me. I'll be taking some swing trades, mixing in some day trades, and probably screwing up some options trades. But that's how that's what it's about. We have different personalities here, and we'll keep it going. Smash that like. Zunaid and Ryan, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping on up here. Like always, guys, catch us every single morning starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. Up next, you guys will get into some futures talk with Spencer Israel. And I think, one of the things is this is an area that I myself need to learn about futures. So stay tuned. You guys could get something out of this also. Hit the like, and we'll see you next time on Live Trading. Until then, keep going, traders. Let's see what you guys get today. Let me know. Hit us up on Twitter. We'll keep trading.